So about a year ago, I made a video about the biggest food waster on all of YouTube. In this guy's videos, he would literally record himself wasting a bunch of like maple syrup, chocolate, chicken, just like noodles. He would always waste a ton of food, and the worst part about his videos wasn't even the fact that he was wasting food. The worst part was that he was literally trying to be funny, and it was so cringy. In every single one of his videos, you could see him just pouring like chocolate and syrup, but at the end of the videos, he'd be like, perfect, like something like that. Perfect. It was so damn cringy. Once I uploaded that video of me exposing him and telling everybody about how he's the biggest food waster on YouTube, I fully expected to see people saying like, oh my god, he is the biggest food waster. That's so crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, when I uploaded that video, it got a ton of views. It has 1.4 million views right now, but everybody in the comment section of that video was saying, DJ, this guy is a big food waster, but he's not the biggest food waster. Apparently, this guy isn't actually the biggest food waster on YouTube, because everybody was telling me about a YouTuber named How To Basic. If you look at How To Basic's channel, you can see that some of his videos don't really look like food. His most popular video says how to quickly get a six-pack. It shows a fat guy and then a really ripped guy who's really strong. How does a video explaining how to get a six-pack, how does that have to do with wasting food? He has other videos on his channel, like how to fix a cracked iPhone. What does that have to do with wasting food? What? Everybody and their mom and their goldfish were commenting on my video about that big food waster, and they were saying, DJ, you need to check out How To Basic's channel because he's the biggest food waster ever. But this guy has 17 million subscribers. How does a food waster get 17 million subscribers? Let's do some investigating. Let's check out this video right here. It says how to do homework. It has 55 million views. This one seems like it has nothing to do with food wasting like everyone was talking about. So let's see how to do homework. Okay, the video starts out with some homework. There's a ton of pages. This guy starts to rage. The hell? Oh, this guy's tweaking. He breaks his... Now he's running over the... What the... Yeah, this guy's got mental issues. Where's the wasting food part? Is he gonna waste... He's blending up his home... Gee, bro, okay, here we go. Here we go. So he's wasting a bunch of milk and eggs. I guess I can see that, unless he cooks it. Is he gonna eat it? He's gonna eat these scrambled eggs. He's not wasting food. Oh, never mind. Where the hell did the baby come from? So in this video, this guy definitely did waste a bunch of eggs, and he wasted some milk by spilling it everywhere, but I mean, it's not as bad as that one guy I looked at. That guy was literally pouring like maple syrup all over his table, absolutely ruining it, wasting it. This video has 103 million views, and it says how to feed a baby. Apparently, he's gonna be teaching us how we can feed a baby. Let's see if he's wasting food in this video too, because in that first video, they were wasting a lot of food. Okay, what the hell? Okay, the video just started off extremely weird. Now he's walking his baby in a stroller. What the heck? Jesus. Okay, he's putting his baby on the kitchen table. What is going on here? Okay, so he's putting on the bib for the baby. That's an extremely big bib. I don't know what's wrong with your baby, but that thing is tiny. Okay, is he gonna waste this? Like, is that why everybody was telling me to look at his channel? He's gonna waste baby food that like an African baby could eat in Africa where they don't have food or something? I don't know. Let's see. What? I'm getting kind of creeped out. Oh my god! Damn, this dude just got a cake out of nowhere. Okay, yeah, he's definitely feeding that baby doll. What the? Yeah, in this video, he did throw like a cake and a carrot at this baby. He wasted the cake. He's obviously not gonna be able to eat the cake because it's all nasty, and he also wasted a carrot. But like, compared to that one guy that I looked at a long time ago, he's not really wasting as much food as that other guy. So let's keep looking. All right, so let's check out this guy's most popular video. His most popular video is the how to quickly get a six-pack video, where he's gonna be explaining to us how we can get stronger and get a six-pack. Okay, let's see this. Let's see how he's wasting food. What the hell? Okay, so it's a fat guy just eating a bunch of food. I guess this could be considered wasting food because he's not even really eating it. Jesus Christ, bro. This is disgusting. Bro, the whipped cream. Bro, okay, what is this? This might be the biggest guy I've ever seen. Is this dude eating sugar? No, bro. Did he just pour sugar down his... Dude. What the hell? This dude starts eating a bunch of... Somebody behind the camera just threw a bunch of apples and fruits at this guy, and now he's running. What the hell? By the end of the video, he shows off his new body, and I mean, it's obviously a joke. There's a mannequin, but now they start throwing eggs. Okay, so in this video, they wasted a ton more food. Unlike the other two videos we saw, in this video, they wasted a ton of sugar, Coca-Cola, a bunch of sweets. This guy was stuffing his face with sweets, obviously getting it all over the floor. But there's something weird about this video. Nobody in the comment section is mentioning the fact that they're wasting all this food. I remember when I made that video about that one guy who was wasting food or whatever, everybody in his comments was saying, dude, stop wasting food. Like, this is messed up. People could eat this. Why are you wasting it? Why are you pouring this food everywhere? What are you doing this for? Everybody was mad at him, but going through these comments, everybody's like supporting him. Everybody in the comments is laughing. Somebody said, I don't know what he's doing right here. Somebody said, bro, WTF is this? OMG, I got 10 likes. Bro, are you stupid? Why is nobody hating on How To Basic? I think we need to do some more investigating. In this video right here, this guy wastes so much food. Take a look at this. So the title of the video says how to make a vegan lasagna. It's got 14 million views, and when you look at this, it honestly seems like an actual video. It seems normal. How to make vegan lasagna. If you've ever seen like a recipe video on YouTube, it looks legit, bro. It looks like you're actually gonna learn something from this, but as the video goes on, you slowly start to realize this guy, there's something wrong with him. But about 50 seconds into this video, he starts adding beef, bones, cheese, tomato, spinach, chicken, beef. Jesus Christ. This guy ends up pouring all the stuff out and adding more beef. He adds a whole chicken, a big old slice of beef, a whole pizza. This obviously isn't vegan. I think he's making fun of vegans, which is pretty funny. It says vegan lasagna, and none of this is vegan. But throughout this whole video, he just keeps adding food, and more 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 food. He pushes all the stuff onto the floor, adds milk to it, adds 1,000 eggs, throws it in the refrigerator, throws some vegan water on it. He ends up cutting open the lasagna. What the... Finally, at the end of the video, he cooks it with a bunch of sparklers, and this is the final product. Yum! That's so tasty. Finish it off with some more vegan cheese. Now, obviously, this video is a complete joke. This is not like how you make vegan lasagna. If you couldn't tell already, this is not the recipe for it. He continues the joke in his description. It says, today I show you how to make a delicious vegan lasagna. This lasagna is 100% vegan. There are no traces of any animal products. It tastes and looks identical to normal lasagna. Like, this guy's obviously joking. And once again, people in the comment section are saying, somebody commented, said, oh, being vegan doesn't look so bad. Like, obviously joking. Like, my mom clicked on this thinking that this was an actual tutorial. This kid's lying, obviously. I'm Italian and we make lasagna exactly this way. This kid's just agging on the joke. This How To Basic channel gets even weirder when you look at this video right here. How to fix a dented car. What? He's gonna be showing us how we can fix a car that got crashed. What does this have to do with food? Okay, so he's showing off this car. It's so busted, so broken. Apparently he's gonna fix the car somehow. Yeah, so he starts putting back together the car, and he's fixing all the dents. Nice, looks pretty good. I'm not sure that's how you do it, but if it works, bro. After he fixes up the hood, this happens. He starts breaking the car, and then all of a sudden he starts throwing eggs at the car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like about 50 different eggs. He ends up taking the windshield off. And if you didn't think wasting 50 eggs was enough, he pours 50 gallons of milk in the car. Then he goes to a junkyard, throws it in a crusher machine. Okay. Obviously, once again, this video is a joke. Obviously, that's not how you fix a car. And once again, in the comments, nobody's mentioning the fact that he wasted 50 eggs. Nobody's talking about how he just poured all that milk out. But here's the problem. See, like I mentioned before, I don't really care about this guy wasting food. I mean, he paid for it, so whatever. But if you go online, you can actually find people who hate this guy. Somebody posted online and said, the YouTube channel How to Basic is infuriating. I stumbled upon a video, not knowing what actually happens. I thought it was gonna be a normal video on how to make bubble tea, but it turned out to be something that made me uncomfortable. Such wastage of food in such times is disgusting and it shouldn't be encouraged at all. How people find this funny is beyond me. So this guy basically searched up on YouTube how to make bubble tea. He ended up finding this video right here and he thought it was an actual tutorial. He didn't know that How to Basic was a troll. As he watched this video, he figured out, okay, like, wow, this is how you make it. But slowly but surely, he realized that this was a joke. This How to Basic guy started wasting a ton of food. He pours all the stuff on the ground. He throws about 50,000 eggs again. He mixes it all up. He puts black pepper all up. He starts throwing it at the wall. He throws some milk, a ton of milk. Oh my God. He starts, don't tell me he's gonna put it in the, this dude overflows his jacuzzi and then puts all the nasty stuff in the back. Yeah, this is insane. People in the comment section of this video don't really care. Like, they're like, oh, this is so funny. This is all funny. But that guy was so mad about this. Somebody in the comment section of this post of that guy hating said, I heard somewhere that the How to Basic guy only uses spoiled food, but I don't know if that's true. It's kind of hard to tell if he actually does use spoiled food because whenever he like throws eggs, it's really hard to tell if these eggs are old or not. I mean, you can't really tell the difference between an old egg and a normal egg, so I don't know if I believe that. Other people said, I've heard this too. I've heard that he uses spoiled food, but I don't believe it. A lot of the food that he uses looks fresh, and the amount that he wastes makes me think that there's definitely been some good food wasted. Somebody else also said, what's not fresh to some people might actually save somebody else's life, which is pretty true, I guess. I'm about to say something that you might not agree with, and I don't really care if people hate on me, but I don't really give a damn that this guy wastes food. The reason I made that video on that other guy was because he was so cringy, and he was wasting food, and he was doing it to get a bunch of views, and he thought he was cool by wasting food. That's why I made the video. It was so cringy to me to see somebody saying, oh, perfect, wasting food. That's just cringy. But this How to Basic guy he's having fun. People really hate this How to Basic guy. Somebody said, I seriously think in the next 30 years, people will look back on the people that did these things and be disgusted. Somebody else also said, there are people dying of hunger. If you have food to waste, you should donate it. And here's my take on this. This How to Basic guy paid for this food, so technically, he can do whatever he wants with it. I bet all of you have food in your house and you eat it, and sometimes you don't eat it all. Are you a bad person because you don't eat all your food because there's somebody out there dying of hunger? No, you paid for the food, so you can do whatever the hell you want with the food. Somebody else commented and explained it pretty well. So they said, the world is not short on food, basically saying that there's plenty of food in the world. The problem with this is the fact that it lies in the distribution of the food. If somebody buys the food and then wastes it, either way, the starving child wasn't gonna get it. There are deeper and more complicated problems out there than YouTubers doing their thing, which is facts. If I go to the store and I buy a bunch of eggs and a bunch of milk and a bunch of waffles and a bunch of parsley and a bunch of lettuce, if I buy a bunch of food, right, and I go home and I waste it and I throw it all in the garbage, it's not like that starving kid was gonna get it, and because I wasted it, now I'm a bad person. The same thing happens to that starving kid who doesn't have food, whether I eat my food that I purchase or whether I waste it. Everybody's saying, oh, you should donate this food to starving kids. This is bad, this is messed up. All of these people who are saying this have probably most likely never donated anything in their lives. Somebody by the name of Tornado9015 explained it so well. He said that food waste is a serious problem in America. He says that farmers will tell their pickers not to bother picking these ugly fruits because the people won't buy it anyway. He says when How to Basic buys 10 gallons of milk and wastes all of it, that's not even a big factor to food waste. The milk that he buys isn't the milk that would have fed some homeless kid. The milk that he bought was milk that somebody else was gonna buy anyway. If How to Basic didn't buy that milk and didn't buy that food that he ended up wasting, somebody else was gonna buy that milk or buy that food and eat it. They weren't gonna give it to the starving kid. I agree with everybody. I think that How to Basic is the biggest food waster on all of YouTube, but like, it's not that big of a deal, honestly, bro. If you're offended by this, you need to grow some.